When corruption becomes law, civil disobedience must be applied, and it must be applied seriously no matter what happens. Our brothers and sisters in Kenya must be applauded highly for the show of strength and the commitment they are displaying in the fight against the tyranny of the current Kenyan government. President William Ruto has gone too far with the people of Kenya and all of Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa. We do understand. The Gen Zs understand the situation of poverty, unemployment, and hunger. Yet we see our politicians living in high-class affluence. They don't buy clothes, they don't buy food, they don't buy cars. Everything is provided, and they just take it and abuse the people with taxes. The fight against the Kenyan Financial Bill 2024 must be respected. Trying to impose taxes on the people that are already unemployed to the extent of taxing their bread. Who on earth taxes bread? And all this, the idea, according to the government, is the taxes will be meant to pay off debts and also to fund some development projects. Fine. You and I know, and the Kenyan people understand this, that in part of it, the chunk of that would be used to finance their opulence, their lifestyle. In any of the Western countries where they have their homes, they're just like not different from so many Ghanaian politicians. We are growing, the Gen Zs, we are growing and developing the hate, the outright hate for politicians, and to the extent that the the regular African doesn't care whatever that happens to any politician. There's no emotion. It is what it is. Since May that this bill hit the floor of Parliament and is still fighting, and the government did not decide to stop it until the protests went further and further to a point of destruction. And the brutality with which the Kenyan security agencies are treating their own citizens. It's a game. That is how slavery worked. It's a game of slavery. In social contract by John Locke, leave out John. Let's leave out Hobbes. Let's leave out Rousseau and center this discussion on Locke. Very simple. It's life, liberty, and property. We have given part of our freedoms to the government. However, if that government is faltering on its responsibility, the people have any right to bring it down on it. Nobody is sad in Africa. No African youth is sad seeing the Kenyans storm their parliament. No. We even expect them to go deeper, far into the other places, because It is a change of wind so that it can serve as a deterrent to the other government that we have on the continent. We applaud them. The Kenyan people must be applauded for their show of strength. It is not about those of you on the internet talking about it's the white man responsible for that. Yeah, they went for a loan, like how much? $2.34 billion of loan from IMF. The IMF is not responsible for what is happening in Kenya. The Kenyan government is responsible for what's happening, for the distraction. The Kenyan government is responsible for that. The white man is not responsible for that. You can say whatever you want. But if you sit to think about it, with all the natural resources, with all the businesses the government has, you are telling me the Western forces are responsible for that? No, they're not. They're just not. The Kenyan government has been irresponsible, has been irresponsible, leading to the loss of lives. About how many people? About 24 people dead already, 200 plus more injured. Where are they going with this? A lot more places must be touched. A lot more places must be touched again and again because the period of awakening is here. We have seen a lot of corruption, a lot of family and friends and government. What do they do just to enrich themselves? In our country, Ghana is the same. The story ain't different. It's obviously the same. The Kenyan people respect you. Continue with your fight. We have seen your fight. Far away places here in Ghana, far away places, Togo, Benin, Liberia, all of Africa is standing with you. And we, in our own small ways, can support you in a way that is possible. You are the torch bearers of civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is the way to go. And government feels its part of the contraction that it has to fulfill. It has to happen. And to those who have lost their lives, our condolences to the families. Condolences to the families of those people. They are gone. But just like Kimati, Didan Kimati, they are heroes. They are heroes. Whenever the Kenyan Financial Bill 2024 is mentioned, those that are dead will never be forgotten in the history of this protest. Their names will forever be mentioned. It is their blood that watered the seed of those protests across Kenya. And we shall always remember them, that once upon a time, there were people just like Kenyatta himself laid himself down to fight against the colonial governments. About 20 plus more people, 24 people have lost their lives fighting against the tyranny of William Ruto government in Kenya. The high mountains of Kenya, Kilimanjaro and the rest, you all are witnesses to this, that we, the people, have the power. Power resides in the people. And all tyrannical, despondent, greedy, corrupt African leaders must watch this in fear, and the fear that one day, the people will rise up against them by any means necessary. And to the Kenyans, bravo, see ya.